Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me while looking to some more MTG markets and see what's been happening. I'm actually going to cover the stocks as well because things have been going pretty crazy in the last couple of weeks. And I know it's been a while, but yeah, it's probably something we're going to want to keep an eye on long term, even when I'm not around. And when I disappear for a couple of weeks, you probably want to still keep an eye on what the markets are doing, especially what the Federal Reserve is doing with the interest rates. I think I've been going on about these interest rates for a while, and it looks like it's at last happening. They're very aggressively moving and increasing the interest rates, which is going to slow down the market. It always has, and if it doesn't slow it down by enough, then it's going to cause a stagflation and or recession. They probably want a recession. They probably don't want a stagflation or a depression. But we'll see what they can do, because what they have to do is they had to increase interest rates by enough, and then something is going to break, and then they lower it back down and think that they saved the market. What a weird world we live in right now. Anyways, let's have a look at some of the dual lands. Now, we've been tracking this for a while. They have been very resilient. Now, the reason why this is, and the reason why this is actually going to be a bit of a pain to anyone that's listening, is we're going to, when, let's say, the market's been moving up for a while, especially since it's being picked up by Rudy and all those guys for investment purposes. Back when it was $264, Volcanic Island, now it's sitting around about the $800. So, what is interesting is, unlike in 2019 and 2016, we are seeing the market quite stable after it picked up a very large amount. Now, the reason for that is the Federal Reserve has not started pulling money out of the markets. They're increasing interest rates, but the money that's already out there is already out there, and it's being pushed into assets like this by collectors just because of the way that the economy works. Only when the Federal Reserve does quantitative tightening, which I'd recommend reading up, I'll maybe do a video on it, which they're going to start doing soon. I think they started in June, but who knows. They're going to start doing soon, and it's going to be visible. That's when the liquidity might dry up and these prices might actually go a bit lower. But currently, all the money that was being pushed into the market from July 2020 and till now, almost 40% of the entire US currency was injected into the economy. And worldwide, it was just as bad. That's pushed a lot of the markets up, including used cars and houses and all that. And they're going to be pretty much staying at that level until the sell-off comes off from the Federal Reserve, who gets rid of does the quantitative tightening, just like they used to do the quantitative easing for the last 12 years. So we'll have to see how that goes in the next couple of months. Moving over to Volcanic Island, you can get a moderately played for $559. Oh my god, that is actually pretty reasonable. A lightly played for $629. Both of those sound, let me know what you guys think, but both of those sound a lot better than what we were seeing them selling for just a while back. Badlands as well. Let's have a look at what the best one, 338, that's okay. Heavily played, moderately played, lightly played, yeah, that hasn't come down as much. How about a Bayou, $418 on TCG, moderately played for $383. Not bad. Look at the drop, 500. Yeah, look at that drop. Probably not significant yet, but there certainly was a top, and now it's crawling down to the bottom. That is one accurate looking map. Look at it move sideways as well. Weird. Moderately played for 338, lightly played for 431. I need to go back and check my books to see what I bought these for and see if the prices are getting closer to that number. And if they are, then it might not be a bad idea to start dipping my toes back in. There is one that I still had to get, which I think is Tiger, but yeah, I had to keep an eye on that one. And last on the list, before we move on to the Modern and Pioneer, Plateau, $259 on TCG, heavily played now. Lightly played, $269.99. Possibly a good pickup. Remember, just a couple of months ago, these were almost impossible to find, and even if you could find them, their prices were far beyond what we're seeing right now. So we'll have to see how that goes. Moving on to Pioneer. So you got the daily movers and shakers, but let's have a look at the weekly. You got Emrakul, the Promised End, 18%. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, 6% gain for the week. Cavalier of Thorns, 11% gain for the week, now sitting at $15.65. Dark Realms, 11% gain to now sit at $14.05. Sarkham the Broken, 10% gain to now sit at $15.61. Probably dragons to boost that. Rhythm of the Wild, moving up by 37% to now sit at $4.54. That's crazy. And Curious Obsession, 34% gain to now sit at $3.99. Biggest drops, Aurelia dropping to $24. Winoda, she got banned, so now she's dropping to $14. She'll continue dropping, I bet. Twilight Prophet, 10% drop to now sit at $22. Days Undoing, 13% drop to now sit at $15. And Goalless Tireless Pilgrim, 17% drop to now sit at $5.68. I wonder why he's dropping now. He got banned from Commander a while back. And moving over to Modern. So, weekly change. Mystic Speculation, 103% to now sit at I love the fact that the card has speculation and it goes up 103% in 1 week. $5.71. Hellcarver Demon, 13% gain to now sit at $17. Hive Mind to now gain 15% to now sit at $8.75. Hercules Recall, 12% gain to now sit at $7.47. Biggest drop, Exquisite Blood, 14% drop to now sit at $23.67. And Grey Pact, a 10% drop to now sit at $32.19. Okay, now the big stuff. Copper. If copper breaks $4 and moves down aggressively, actually, it's already done that. Copper's going to break down. You can see it. It had a false breakout. The purple line, if you can see it, is the 200-day moving average. The red, I think, is the 9-day moving average. The blue is the 20-day, and the blue might be the 50, and the orange is the 9-day. You know what? I messed up. Purple is the 200, red is the 50, blue is the 20, and orange is the 9-day. I have changed these colors way too many times, but the way that it works, when it's above the purple, usually that's a bull market. When it's below the purple, usually that's a bear market. When it trades in a range like this, that's usually range bound, but normally when it trades in a range like this, it breaks down or out of the range in some way, especially since it always goes above or below the trend of the market. So right now, copper was making up its mind, and then it broke the 50-day, the 20-day, and then it had trouble after breaking the 200 to come back up. It retested it with a big spike and then came crashing back down. Now, every single moving average is above the copper. That's a lot of resistance. That's very, very hard to break. In fact, we just had a death cross. Wait, did we? Actually, the death cross would have been back here, and the 50-day went below the 200. But anyway, this is looking very bad for copper. Now, it is going to the oversold, and there's a chance that this could be a double bottom again. But if something comes out for the markets and copper breaks down, then what it's showing is a recession. When copper prices go up, that means the economy is picking up speed. When copper prices break down and the momentum for the copper price is down, it means things in the economy are slowing. So the Federal Reserve is doing something, and it is having an effect on the market. Now, we'll have to see if that's what they want the markets to do, but it's not looking good overall. Same thing with oil. Now, oil is very, very supported just because of everything that's been happening, all the fights against the oil companies, starting from when Biden was in the office to Ukraine and all that stuff anyways. Now, I'm not saying that all this movement that was happening since 2021 is not something that we should consider. Yes, 100%. Green energy is what they're focusing on, which means that a lot of oil companies just gave up on trying to make oil. Go and find new oil. They're just letting all the stuff run until it falls over because they just don't expect it to have any funding to build any new stuff, and it's not being funded by the government anymore or subsidized. So they're giving up. So oil prices will continue to go up unless you slow down consumers and you crash the economy. Is that what we're getting right now? I don't know, but it's obviously starting to turn back down a bit. You can see that it's dropping in the MACD, the RSI is drooping. We'll have to see if it breaks the 50. If it breaks the 50, then it's got a long way to go to 92, and then it might get supported back again just because of whatever's happening over in Europe. Silver, gold, looking pretty tough. It might bounce back. Nah, it looks really bad. It's because the dollar's doing so well. Look at the dollar. And it's still showing a bit of strength, but it is also overbought. Crypto, Bitcoin, looking very bad. It's unfortunate, but this might be a start of the crypto winter, and we may not see this or 30,000 or 40,000 or 50,000 for the next 5 years or so. Anyways, hopefully no one's got too much money tied into it, because the next 5 years are going to have a great buying opportunity for a lot of stuff. Houses, I'm just throwing this out here right now. I probably should add REITs to this, or real estate, whatever the Australian version is, because houses are a weird one. If we are going to be in a stagflation environment, there's a chance that they might not drop as much as people think. And that's because people aren't building houses. So there's not much inventory coming up. And I'm not too sure what the plan would be for that to get fixed in the first place. Anyways, that's going off topic a bit. This looks like it's going to be an interesting couple of months, guys. Keep an eye on what's going to happen around the world in the next couple of weeks, and just see if you can save some money. It might be the best time to ever think about that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you later.